Hey guys, and welcome back to Pulseman. This time we're heading to Alaska. Brrr!
I can't think of a Street Fighter character that comes from Alaska. I'm gonna say... Rufus.
Polar Bear Man.
Oh yeah, I forgot they had that character in Street Fighter.
That secret elusive character you can only get by entering 5 Kamehamehas on the title screen.
Now that I think about it, Fighting Panda would be more of a Tekken thing, because they've had, like, fighting dinosaurs. There is a Fighting Panda in Tekken, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
That's a weird start to the episode.
My favourite character was Gon from Tekken 3.
Who was your favorite character?
Gon from Tekken 3.
Oh, I thought they had removed him.
You thought I meant Gon as in G-O-N-E, right?
Yeah, I did, and then I remember there's a G-O-N character. This is stupid.
It really is. Okay, let's get on to some trivia stuff. I want to actually talk about some other Game Freak games in this particular episode. So first we're going to start with Yoshi for the Game Boy, which was known as Mario and Yoshi in Europe and Australia. It was a puzzle game where you kind of have to like stack 3 of the same thing in order to get to like disappear. Do you remember it?
Yes, I remember every single puzzle game ever made where we had to stack 3 things so they disappear.
Pretty much. Drill Dozer?
Yeah, I remember Drill Dozer. We streamed that, at least part of it, didn't we?
Yeah, my controller wasn't really fit for the kind of diagonal like attacks and inputs it was asking of me, but it was a very solid 2D platformer for the Game Boy Advance from what I've played. There was Harmonite for, I think, the 3DS, yeah, because I played a demo for it. That's kind of like a rhythm action sort of game. Very quirky, very Pokemon-esque.
Yeah, Very did not sell that well, because they probably didn't make any more.
Oh, Jesus. They also did, I think, some, like, software for the Game Boy camera.
Yeah, because you told me you were looking that up, and it seemed to come around the same year as the, the special Pikachu edition.
Yeah, Pokemon Yellow. So I think Nintendo handles all their tech stuff internally. So yeah, it must have been Game Freak. Because believe it or not, Game Freak is not actually like a fully owned subsidiary of Nintendo. I think they have like most of the shares, but they can still do their own thing every so often. Hence why you don't just see Pokemon and only Pokemon from them.
Yeah, I'm fixing to say, I guess they're more like way forward in that regard, in the sense that they mostly take on, well, in their case, they do mostly the Nintendo Pokemon projects, and then they use the funding from that to sort of fund their own little independent side projects and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's the Pokemon Company as well, but I'm not really sure how they, function in this particular business equation. But we've got more important things to talk about right now. Do you remember this part of the game?
Yes, I do, when we will watch that episode.
Oh, jeez. It seems like back in the day in these 2D platformers, there always had to be like a level or a section where if you don't take the correct path, it will just loop endlessly. And this is such a section right here. Fortunately, there is no time limit in this game. Another plus in the Pulseman column.
Because there have been games that naturally have pulled this kind of shit when there is a time limit, and I am so glad they don't really do this as badly anymore. They're usually a lot more forgiving about this these days. Like, more modern games would only typically send you like a short ways back, but no, here you can just kind of loop and loop and loop unless you just fucking play it for like 2 hours, and I ain't got that kind of time. Even as a kid, I didn't have that kind of time.
I like to imagine you as a kid as you now, you're smaller.
Yeah, something like that, although back then I was a lot more shyer, awkward. I wasn't nearly as focused and productive, which really did not work well for my life goals.
Seriously, like, until he met me, he was just a shell, really.
Yeah, and look where I am now. Truly, I've improved.
Wow, now I feel bad both for you and myself.
Well, I just feel that way all the time. It's okay.
What you basically gotta do here is, I think there's like either one of these televisions or like normal exits in each of the rooms, and like depending on which exit you take, the TV or the normal exit where you walk off the screen, you'll go to like a different chamber and whatnot. What I'm taking here is the correct path because I don't like to waste people's time upon a Let's Play.
Well, I mean, you would have used like a guide for that anyway, and I agree with you, obviously. Don't waste their time when you're doing this kind of thing, especially in this kind of level where you just, again, wander aimlessly, potentially forever until you finally brute force your way to the solution.
Do you think Pulseman needs to eat? Because that would become very tricky in this sort of situation.
I don't know. Steven Universe has to eat. I'm gonna assume the same rules. What? You mean I can't draw any kind of comparison? Come on. It's a fucking dude who fucked like an antivirus program, alright? Is Norton the father?
Okay, well, first of all, Steven's part human, so yes, he needs to eat. Second of all, stop fucking bringing it up.
But I'm just saying, because if you're going to be asking these questions, I'm going to be naturally asking the follow-up questions that we should have.
Oh, Yellow Diamond, take the wheel!
Now, take me home, Dio, come on.
Now we're on Sandopolis Zone.
This one doesn't really remind me as much of Sandopolis Zone. It just looks more like my first Mario Maker level again.
It actually reminds me of that one pyramid place in Sparkster. I wanted to bring up Sparkster because, as shallow as this comparison is, that's what the Volteca reminded me of when I first started playing. Because Sparkster also has like an ability to, you know, charge up and, you know, fly into the sky, but he can do it in pretty much like 1, 2, 3, 4, many directions. I ain't carrying, I ain't got time. Whereas Pulseman's is basically just diagonal.
Hey, who's got time for math? I mean, clearly not the rest of us here in America. I have to say, what do you think is more satisfying to use, the Volteca or Sparkster's, you know, rockets? I actually really like the rockets a bit more because, again, they have the multiple directions, and the boss fights usually integrate them in really cool ways. Did I mention Rocket Knight Adventures is a really fucking good game?
That's also on the Mega Drive, right?
Yeah.
And Sparkster was the sequel.
Well, you played Sparkster for the channel. I certainly hope you remember it was the sequel.
No. Sparkster for the SNES is different to Sparkster on the Mega Drive.
That's true. But for some reason, you guys, the SNES never got like a Sparkster 1 that was supposed to be just Rocket Knight Adventures for the SNES. My point is, play more video games.
I'm trying to, man. I'm like playing the shit out of Hyrule Warriors Legends right now.
That's true. I'm working through Kirby. I got Darksiders 2. I need to continue playing. That's been going good.
Oh shit!
Oh, this is gonna be fucking awesome.
I love dark versions of the hero. It's just such an intrinsically cool trope. And look at him, he looks amazing!
This fight is fucking great. Like, this is easily the highlight of the game. You have to clash Voltecers with him. And the trick is with this guy, is while you clash into him with the Voltecer, when he drops, that's when he's vulnerable. Otherwise, he can counter you very easily, like that. So you have to watch out.
And his name is Vale! Vale!
I don't know where the hell it says this. I don't think it was in the manual. I heard it from some obscure, like, fucking Pulseman fan site. That's how I learned about this guy's name.
I also learned it from an obscure Pulseman fan site called Wikipedia.
Yeah, there you go. You know, really anything's an obscure fan site if it has its own wiki when you think about it.
Don't worry if this takes you a while, because, like, the window for when Vale is vulnerable, or feelable, I should say, is, yeah, not one of my best, is actually, like, very small, so just, you know, do what you can.
It's a cool fight, but every time you hit him, he goes, wah! And I'm not really sure how to feel about fighting Waluigi at this time.
You've put that image in my mind now. That sound is ingrained into my eardrums.
Okay, this is just cool right here. You're just kind of going back and forth like this. And the music is fucking great. I love it.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned the OST yet. Let me see if I can, like, bring up who did it. Oh, Junichi Masuda.
There you go. I'm gonna assume he's done stuff for Pokemon, right?
Yes, he's like producer on a lot of Pokemon stuff nowadays. It will please you to know, he was the assistant director, composer, and designer on Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Oh, there you go. See, again, it just proves how much good taste I've had since the beginning.
Yeah, seriously. Gen 2 for life, motherfucker. But the boss theme we're hearing right now, again, more easy heard if you check out the non-com version, does sound a wee bit like a Pokemon battle theme.
Yeah, and considering it like an unofficial, you know, HellfireComms VG music thing, I think I may have actually picked it one time. I don't remember.
I have a pretty good memory. I don't recall you picking anything from Pulseman.
Well, just add it on the list posthumously. We killed the song, I'm sorry. It's not how it's supposed to work. And I don't remember any Street Fighter characters from Australia either, so give me a minute.
What about Kangaroo Lad?
That was another Tekken character, though.
Yeah, it was actually.
I'm trying to remember all the fucking animal characters in Tekken now, because there were way more than 0.
Yeah, there was a kangaroo with boxing gloves. It was amazing.
Nah, Tekken is a pretty nutty game. Slow down flash kick.
You'll notice this is a pretty long part, mostly because of this level. It goes on for quite a while.
What you have to do here is that you have to time your charges to make sure you can pass over the ropes without the water hitting you, as tends to happen with most teenage boys around this time.
Because, don't forget, water can destroy Pulseman.
Well, Nintendo can destroy Sega. I wonder what else can destroy it.
Ouch. That's like really like near to the knuckle, you know? I love Sega. I might love Nintendo, but Sega was my first love.
Hey, I like Sega too. The Sega Genesis was a fantastic console, and the 32X completely blew. I mean, that's just how it is.
Chaotic, son.
Was that really the only reason to get a 32X to play Knuckles Chaotix? You know, like, assuming you aren't just gonna get, like, one of the collection versions that they put out with that game.
Chaotix is fine. My main problem with, like, Knuckles Chaotix is that instead of, the traditional, like, Vax per level, there's 5. It's weird. 3 is, like, the sticking point, It's the magic number that makes everything fluid and work right.
That's true. It works especially great for trilogies, until they decide to overextend their welcome. Like most modern gaming franchises.
Yeah, today I learned that a series of, like, 6 games, one after the other, is called a hexology.
No, I'm pretty sure you just got that from an AVGN video, and I'm pretty sure he made that up.
Yes, the recently released Mega Man episode. It was really fucking good, actually.
Yeah, it's actually one of his better ones in quite a while, I think. And, he devoted a lot of time to that, and he can't probably normally do that as much as we would like, but, the effort is definitely appreciated. It was really good.
So, if the trade-off is we get less AVGN episodes, but they're better, because let's face it, not all of them are great, I think that's a welcome trade-off.
Anyway, don't jump headfirst into oceans full of spiky balls, especially if you're swimming in the Red Sea, because I think there's a lot of salt there.
And that, children, is the Aesop for the day.
Yeah, we have those now, I think.
I don't know what the point of the bubbles is. I think it's just an aesthetic touch.
No, those are all like the six-pack plastic things they never cut up, because you're supposed to cut those up so fish don't get caught in them.
Oh, I love this heroic theme that's kicking in now. We're getting close to the goal, it says to me in its ancient, undecipherable language. Hey Echo, I see you there, you ain't slick.
Yeah, there's the vortex coming on in. You want to watch out for that?
Oh, Jesus. Have you read the Echo the Dolphin comic strip for the old Sonic the Comic?
They had a comic strip?
Yes, they did. I want you to open up your browser right now and type in Echo the Dolphin STC.
I'm not doing that because we're doing a commentary. I like to focus.
I'll wait. I'll handle the commentary.
No, that's exactly why I should help you handle the commentary.
This guy, you can't get him to do anything that isn't scheduled.
That's true. Hey, you got me on fucking Steven Universe. Anything's possible, right?
Stop mentioning the show!
Well, okay, but remember, you started it. This is your fault.
This is my burden of responsibility, I guess.
I got you on JoJo, it's only fair.
I got someone else into JoJo recently, that was fucking awesome.
Oh, by the way, SeaWorld has never looked more anime, and I'm actually really liking this new redesign.
Yeah.
Good thing we have all of the fish in the ocean for our exhibit. I've seen that one fish like 200 times, because that's all they have.
Can you imagine if that was the plot of Pulseman? Oh no, Dr. W is cloning dolphins. He's creating a sea world. A new one shall rise from the ashes.
But it creates an interesting contrast, because as we know, water can destroy Pulseman. Can Pulseman overcome his weakness to save the dolphins?
That was a beautiful segue. I love it.
And, get into the internet.
Why not?
Alright, let's see what the internet for an aquarium. Oh my, no, guys, no, your level. You want to rethink your level a little bit?
Oh, I got a little bit of a cough in my throat. Gemini man!
Gemini man? I'm thinking more like, I don't know where the fuck I'm going, man.
Ah, okay. Well, Gemini man had those weird fish eggs in his stage, and this is what it reminds me of.
I'm not looking at those. I'm looking more at the fucking background. I'm like, it's so easy to get, like, visually disoriented.
I think you need to just, you need to train up your eyes to see past the mundane,
Tom, I wear glasses. Training up my eyes isn't gonna be possible.
Are you ever gonna switch to contacts?
No. I don't like the idea of sticking shit in my eye every day, thanks.
Yeah, that's what I do when it comes to editing these commentaries, but, I don't complain, and Tom's work is never done.
Hey, don't worry, I'm getting a new glasses. I think I'm gonna try and get them in, May or the month after May that I can't remember right now.
This is why people come to watch our commentaries, so you can talk about getting new glasses. Alright, Dr. W, what challenge do you have next? Oh my god, my eyes!
Oh, honey, look, I need these eyes. I don't know if you knew this, but every day when I wake up, I need these eyes to do a multitude of things, and if you take that from me, I'm going to have a very difficult time, so could you stop making targets flash in the background, thanks?
Seizures can destroy Ed Tom.
Man, they can destroy fucking anybody. They're about to destroy me in a minute.
I'm just gonna do a few kick flips, do a little bit of a dance, a charge here and there, and maybe the platform will come down faster.
There you go. Do some flash kicks. Oh, this fucking stage.
You're not a fan of this type of stuff?
I mean, they went fucking overboard. I don't remember this at all, and I think I understand why, because my brain decided to block it out. Because fucking look at it.
Well, I was actually referring to the spikes. I'm assuming you're still bitching about the colours in the background.
Look at it!
I am looking at it. That's how recording a commentary works.
No, actually, don't look at it directly. That's the problem.
I'm going to look at it right at the screen. I'm like less than 2 inches away.
And that was the last they heard of Tom's eyesight.
But yeah, if this was a Mega Man stage, and God knows I've seen this design before, and I very nearly clipped through the platform there, but wasn't awesome enough to follow it through, hitting those spikes would just be an instant game over.
It feels like that barrel you had to work with in Sonic 3.
I've asked you not to bring that up. You know what kind of effect that has on me.
I thought you asked me not to bring up Steven Universe.
You're such a fuckboy, you know that?
Well, I'd rather be a fuckboy than a fuck child.
What's that from again?
That's from Devil May Cry. You know, the
Oh,
DMC.
right.
I don't have it doesn't have a subtitle, so we keep confusing it for the first one.
Ah, yes, the runaway from torpedoes. Torpedoes can destroy Pulseman.
Torpedoes can destroy most things, I seem to recall.
I love this viewing angle. You got Dr. W in the foreground here. It's actually a pretty neat set piece.
Yeah, this is really cool because it's like using the limited, abilities of the Genesis, although that was top of the line at the time. It's using the what they had available with the Genesis to create a really cool kind of twist on the level. They did this when you were fighting the bosses near the end of Gunstar Heroes. You remember that?
Vaguely. I remember getting my ass kicked.
Well, they were pretty hard, but I mean, like, all the villains were watching you on a monitor while you went through and you fought every single one in succession, and then they would leave the room to fight you next. Like, I thought that was really neat.
Is that the one with 7 Force, or am I thinking of a different game?
That's 7 Force, but there were some other games that had 7 Force. What was it? Alien Soldier also had a 7 Force boss, but those were both by Treasure.
Okay. Oh, finally out of that place.
Into the shithole where you belong.
Oh, where are we going? I don't like being transported against my will.
Going to the next level, I hope.
Submarines can destroy Pulseman.
Dr. W, listen. Okay. I know you're trying, and you are. You're trying very hard.
So hard.
You're trying a little too hard, I think, because you're giving your submarine arms and really, really stumpy, adorable-looking guns. Look at that thing. Wouldn't you hug it if it wasn't trying to kill you?
Basically, yeah, I like the little teeth at the front, personally. It's the personal touches I enjoy the best.
I mean, really, Dr. W, he's just trying to build a friend. Because all of them have very huggable faces.
So yeah, you can't use electricity powers in this fight, so all you gotta do is just knock these, like, penguin things back.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's doing damage, but trust me, it is.
Well, it flashes, and in, video game terminology, that means you're doing damage.
Exactly. I mean, they should have a boss where they flash to fake you out, like you're supposed to be doing damage that way, but you're not.
Really not a hard boss at all. Really, the most challenging part is just getting to grips with the concept of the boss.
Pretty much.
And that'll do it for this part of Pulseman, guys. We'll see you next time for the finale, where we take down Dr. W, but for good. See you then.